This is going to be a little bit of a rant from me, but I think it's time we stopped telling people on the internet how to work out. All these social media posts about what exercise is best, you should do this, you should do that, by people, some qualified, some far from it, putting out blanket statements about what exercise is best, what program is best. Obviously, they want to sell something. I get it. I believe we're doing more harm than we are good, mostly because we're generalizing again. And anybody who's been in this industry long enough and who's taken the time to study it long enough knows that generalized programming sucks. Cookie cutter template programs suck. And not just because they're inefficient, it's because they're dangerous. People get hurt constantly from purchasing, an online program that was written by AI or written by, a computer software that the so-called trainer plugged in their age, height, weight, gender, and goals, and it spit out this program. Then they email it to them, or they have an app that the person goes on and, just follows the app. Oh, you want to get in contact with your trainer? Send them a message. These people get hurt or develop injuries and then stop going to the gym or stop exercising at home, and then it's all over. The perpetual cycle of stop and go, stop and go, stop and go continues. And I blame social media and I blame the internet for allowing anybody and everybody to be, a fitness professional without proper vetting and knowledge and skill set. Just because you look amazing, 90% of that is genetics. I hate to break it to people that you look the way you look, mostly because of your genetics. Doesn't matter how hard you work in the gym, doesn't matter how hard you do anything, no matter how many drugs you take, most of it's genetics. I am not a ripped bodybuilder. I'm also almost 50 years old, but I'm strong as hell, and I'm happy with what I have and who I am and what I look like. I eat what I want within reason, and I lift 6 days a week. Hard. I got to start slowing down because I know my age will be a factor. But you will never see me online telling you, this is amazing exercise. Everyone should do it. This is the proper bicep exercise to do. This is the most effective exercise to do, because you have no fucking clue what is the most effective exercise for people. We all know, those of us who have half a goddamn brain in this business, what works for you may not work for everyone else. Look at CrossFit, okay? When CrossFit first came out, the number of orthopedic surgeries skyrocketed because it was a lot of weight, a lot of volume, virtually no direction. You could get certified as a CrossFit coach in a weekend. And now you're telling somebody to do 10 sets of 10 on a clean and jerk, and it's just like, are you what? No assessment, no nothing. Here's the workout of the day, go follow it. Since then, the program has actually changed a little bit, and it's been, brought into other, ideologies of fitness, but the concept of that training exists now, but it's done with a little bit more, care. And I like seeing that. That's great. But it didn't work for everybody. And those that tried it got hurt, or those that tried it were like, absolutely not. I feel like shit afterwards. Why would I continue doing this? And then they would leave. So there is no program out there that's the best. There isn't, because everyone is different. Now, I see the new thing now is the curls, the cable curls where, it's behind you and you get a good stretch. That's the new thing now, muscle stretch. Are there studies out there? Absolutely. Do they show that you can get more muscle development with the stretch because you're recruiting more muscle fibers? Cool. Fantastic. What if I have a limb length discrepancy? What if I have shoulder problems where my arms can't go back that far to stretch? Is it what I do no longer effective? This is my point. The internet is great for providing information, but however, with this particular industry, it is the worst possible thing that we can do, because we don't know what the person on the other side of the screen is capable of doing. There's no assessment. There's no, not even a conversation, for Christ's sake, that is going to tell me that the person who's about to follow what I just said isn't going to get hurt or not. Now, do we have accountability for this? Does somebody get hurt and say, well, I learned it from Larry, online. He told me that this was the best exercise, but you did it wrong. How do I know that? That's like, we could explain till we turn blue on a video how to do an exercise, but at the end of the day, we don't know if the person watching it is doing it correctly. Not to mention, like I said, we don't know if the people watching it have a skeletal limitation and they can't physically do that. So does that mean we should stop giving fitness advice online? No, absolutely not. We should give the correct advice. Never, ever shall we say that this is the best way of doing something, that this is the only way you should do it, or that if you do it this way, it's better than if you did it this way. You don't know that. It's best for you, but it may not be best for me. And it's the words that we choose that change the game on everything. And I think it's very important that we need to stop telling people what exercises to do. Now, I constantly see it on it, like literally every day. One person who's in really, really good shape says, this is the best way to do a lat pull down. And then somebody will stitch the video or copy the video and be like, well, no, they're wrong. This is the best way of doing it. How about this? You're all wrong. You're all wrong, but you're all right, because that's best for you and it works. And if you give it to clients, or if you give it to people nearby and it works for them, great, it worked. But it's not going to work for everybody. And I think we need to stop doing this, and we need to stop having this bullshit banter back and forth about, you were wrong, I was right. No, you were wrong. You're all wrong and you're all right. Just shut the fuck up. Work with your clients, if you have any. And if you're just a fitness influencer who has no formal training in this, please just stop. Because you're killing the industry, and you're killing the people who have dedicated decades to doing this shit. We need to stop telling people what exercises are best on social media. That's it. And we need to stop telling people what to do in the gym on social media, not actually physically in the gym. If we're in the gym and we see something, then we could talk. But on this right here, I'm not going to, no. It gets me so angry. We need to stop telling people how to train without knowing anything about them. We got to stop doing this, guys. Someone's going to get seriously hurt.